Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game. So, Derek decided to make a crew pack 1. Characters, crew, couple of talents that are not in the game, should be in the game. So here they are, potentially in the game. And we kick things off with Spot. Because why not Spot? Spot is fun. Spot is cat. Cat is independent. Because of course a cat is independent. Alright, action. Place one mission token on this card, max of 3. Activation phase. Remove a mission token from this card to perform an additional action as a free action. And you do not pay a faction penalty when deploying this upgrade. Now, I think this is a cool card, an interesting card. It lets you kind of bank an action when you don't have something to do, and I like that effect a lot. I'm a big fan of Pandemic, the board game, not the real life. Lived through it, thank you very much. But Flashpoint Fire Rescue is another cooperative game, uses very similar mechanics to Pandemic, except if you only want to do 2 or 3 actions, you get an action token to use later. You don't get any bonus actions overall. But you're saying, hey, I don't desperately need to do 4 things right now. I can use them later. So Spot's saying, hey, in the first couple rounds, or maybe later on, you're not the target of combat, take the action, bank a token, use it later. For that, I really enjoy what Spot brings to the table. All right, next we have the outrageous Okona. Now I have a soft spot for Okona. This was one of the episodes my dad had on Laserdisc, so I could watch it basically anytime I wanted growing up, and watch it a lot, I did. So, Okona, as a skill 8 independent captain, says when defending, if the attacking ship has a higher weapon value or hull value than your ship, add 1 evade to your roll for each point of difference. Now that is fun. You put Okona on, say, a Maquis Raider, I was going to say Bajoran Interceptor, but I guess you could. Okona can go on basically anything. The sail ship. The 1 attack die sail ship. And you get shot at by the 6 attack die scimitar, you're getting 5 evade dice. Well, not a dice, 5 extra evades. Yeah. That can make a big difference. I would put Okona on, say, like a Gorn Raider with 3 hull. Add in the, the shield card that negates 1 point of damage as long as you have active shields. And Okona has become a very difficult captain to ever kill. Yeah. Better bring Gol Madred. That's all I'm going to say. Better bring Madred. Alright, and of course, Okona gets a talent, Roguish. Now, it's got to go on an independent captain. That just makes sense. Action, targeted opposing ship in range 1 to 2 with a captain whose skill is lower than yours. That ship attacks last this round. Fun. And rolls 1 less attack die. I think that's a good action. I think that's a nice way of dealing with very high captain skill. So, yeah, I'm on board. 3 points, repeatable action, solid talent. Very solid talent. All right, Vash. Vash. 4 point. Unique, of course. Setup. Place 1 upgrade with a SP cost of 5 or less, ignoring faction penalty, face down below this card. As an action, deploy this card, or discard this card, flip the card below it face up and deploy it to your ship, ignoring restrictions and slots. So basically, Vash smuggles whatever you'd like on board your ship, as long as it costs 5 or less. Tricky. Quark Tricky and potentially very good. All the good things you can smuggle with Quark, Vosh does it as well. Now, Quark is limited. Vosh has some higher potential. Um, yeah, I still think I like Quark a little better just because he's cheaper, but Vosh certainly brings good potential. All right. Next up, Sovok. Ferengi and independent because, we cover our bases here. 3-point crew. When attacking a ship that is not cloaked, has no active shields, disable this card and deploy it to the defending ship ignoring slots. In exchange, steal one crew or tech upgrade from the defending ship and deploy it to your ship ignoring slots. So this is kind of going to go back and forth, right? Sovok's then equipped, but he's disabled, so you got to re-enable, but then if I do this to you, now you have Sovok, you can re-enable Sovok and steal your stuff back or steal something of mine. It's going to be a trade-off. I like that. I find the concept fascinating. It's going to be tricky to get rid of those active shields, but yeah, certainly can be done. All right, the Horgon. As set up, place one crew upgrade with a cost of 3 or less face down below this card. When a crew upgrade is discarded from your ship, discard this card, flip the card below it face up, and deploy it to your ship. So, you lose a crew, you gain a crew. This upgrade does not require an upgrade slot. In fact, it even gives you a crew slot. It only costs you 1 point. That seems like a really good deal. In fact, that almost seems too good. But it's still a nice deal. All right, Boratas. For an action, discard this card, perform one action from your action bar and one action listed on one of your upgrades or your captain. Takes a crew slot, costs nothing, one-time use. I'd still probably make him cost 1 point. Just the 0-cost crew potentially runs into trouble. And that's still not a bad ability for 1 point. But I like him. Now, Azure, you may deploy any one tech or weapon upgrade to your ship, ignoring restrictions and faction penalty. Again, I'd still make Azure cost 1 just because you're getting essentially a free slot out of the deal. And being able to take certain weapons. Or faction penalties even. The discount of 1 is worth 1, if nothing else. Oh, Robin Leffler. Wesley's Robin Leffler. Or Robin Leffler and Wesley. Anyway, you do not skip your perform action steps when your ship overlaps another ship's base. For 2 points. Yes, I understand. Aaliyah getting a little bit of replacement there. But 2 points is what that ability should cost, not 3. Juliana Tainer. Ooh. We're going into the depths here. I like it, Derek. One of your crew upgrades costs 2 less points. If one of your crew upgrades would be disabled, disable this card instead. For 1 point, solid deal. And now we're talking about opportunity cost, where Juliana Tainer is a crew you're choosing to bring to fill a crew slot instead of something else. You're getting a discount. You're getting a little bit of protection instead. Should she maybe cost 2? I could see it either way. All right, Carol Marcus. When one of your crew upgrades is disabled, if there's a scan token beside your ship, place 1 time token on this card and 1 time token on that crew upgrade instead. In other words, keep your stuff around, just lose it for the rest of this round, get it back next round. I like it. Gives you more reason to scan, and we like having reasons to scan in this game. It's an action not taken nearly enough. Jillian Taylor. Another 1 point crew. When you complete a maneuver within range 1 to 2 of a planet, place a scan token beside your ship. Love it. Plain, simple, great action, great ability, 1 point, and good for mission play, good for scenarios where you know you've got that planet. Not going to be useful all the time, but something to bring in here and there. All right. Next up, Cybok. And Cybok can either be a captain or an ambassador. We'll start with the captain version. As an action, place 3 time tokens on this card. Flip all your all your shields to their inactive side or disabled side and target an opposing ship in range 1 to 2. Select a maneuver on that ship's maneuver dial and place it face down. That ship's maneuver may not be revealed or changed until that ship's next reveal dial step. Now, at skill 2, you're probably changing their upcoming maneuver. But if you so happen to go after that ship, you're probably changing their next maneuver, which can really mess up their plans. So I find Cybok interesting. I think anything you can do to even lower his skills. Admiral Q, bring him down to skill 1. Make sure that he moves first. Is going to make him even more powerful. Now, Ambassador Cybok. That just sounds weird, but it exists. If you accept his negotiations, this ship and the target ship flip any active shields to their inactive or disabled side. These shields may not be flipped back to their active sides while both ships are in play. Ooh, stuff's gonna die. Put Cybok on like the NX. Because if you don't have it, active shields, meh. What do you lose? Negotiations denied. This ship may perform 2 actions during its perform action step. Whoa. Whoa. That's really good. And Cybok gives you a talent slot as an ambassador? Ooh. I guess that's a reason to accept negotiations, because getting 2 actions during perform action step, that's way to make a ship really potent. All right. Fanaticism, or as I will probably always call it, what does God need with a starship? When attacking, if your ship has no active shields, roll 1 extra elite attack die, and when defending, if your ship has no active shields, roll 1 counter attack die or counter defense die. I don't know. I forget the name of it, but it's instead of having 3 blanks on a defense die, you get hit, crit, where you can actually do damage back to the opponent. So I like that. This is a solid talent. And being able to either do more damage or, do more damage is going to be a good thing. And I would put this on like an Avenger build or an X build and have a lot of fun with it. That is the way to run this on a ship that has no active shields to begin with, or on a cloaking ship and a ship that's meant to survive. That is really the way to do it. That's maybe a bit too good. And Derek, I don't know that you considered cloaked ships when you built this. But if you hadn't, well, that's food for thought. If you have, then, well, all the more power to you. I'm just slightly concerned with, like, cloaked Romulans getting even better. Neelix! Ooh, Neelix. Your captain skill is increased by amount equal to the number of crew upgrades deployed to your ship. Ooh, that's fun. Probably going to hit rule of 3 and cap there, but still fun. You do not pay a faction penalty when deploying this upgrade to a Federation ship. Again, solid. That's a good use for Neelix. Really like that. Builds off of his morale officer play. Kess is a flip card. Solid. Like the idea. Even before I read the abilities, I still like the idea here. Set up deploy this upgrade this side up. When one of your crew upgrades would be disabled, place 2 time tokens on this card instead. In phase, place 1 mission token on this card. If there are 5 or more mission tokens on this card, remove all tokens and flip it. And you don't pay faction penalty to put on a Fed ship. Okay. So basically we get 5 rounds of build up. Then Kessel flip and become old, slightly evil, maniacal, hellbent on destruction Kess. Then, when attacking, deal damage. Step for each crit damage. Draw 2 damage cards. Choose one to apply to the defending ship and place the other at the bottom of the damage deck. Ooh. Okay. I like that. That is the choice of crits can be very, well, innocuous or can be very, very, very potent. Stunned helmsman, direct hit, even a warp core breach, minor explosion, even at the wrong time, can put the hurt. So, yes. Plus, some nice crew protection can really help. Tuvix. Oh, the moral, ethical conundrum that is Tuvix. Your captain skill is increased by 1. Okay, solid. When attacking, if your captain skill is higher than the captain of the defending ship's skill, place 1 time token on this card and a battle station token beside your ship. This upgrade may not be deployed to a fleet with Tuvok or Neelix. Okay, solid. Yeah, very straightforward, very simple. Gets a bit of Neelix's ability, gets a bit of Tuvok with the battle station token. I like it. Bit pricey, but I like it. Samantha Wildman. Hadn't really thought about her not being in the game. But yeah, Samantha. When you perform a scan action, place 3 time tokens on this card and 1 evade token beside your ship. How to make scan better. I like it. Important. 2-point card. Reasonable ability. 3 time tokens. Yeah. And Naomi Wildman. Yes. More love for the children. Alright. Your Fed and independent crew upgrades cost 1 less. When you place any number of time tokens on one of your Fed or independent crew upgrades, place up to 2 of those time tokens on this card instead. Aha. We have very interesting counterpoint or counterpart to go with Ezri and many other time token removers. This could be very dangerous, but again, crew slots are limited. Is this where you're going to spend all your points? I don't know. But I think she's potentially useful. She's a morale booster. She gets people back on their feet faster. I like that. I wish Vic had done something like that from Deep Space Nine. Just thinking about that. So, and then we get Admiral Owen Paris, not a captain, just Admiral. Ships in your fleet may increase, little typo there, may increase the range to target friendly ships with effects by 1. So, anything with like an aura effect, a Denatra, can now go to range 2. Oh, that's really good. That, I think he might need to be a little more expensive. Maybe like cost 3. Just not because of Denatra, just because of everything that can happen there to be, to affect ships. And I know it's a limit on just what helps friendly ships, but that's still potentially very, very, very good. All right, and then we have Unyielding Dedication. This is a Federation captain talent. When one of your Fed crew upgrades, captains or admirals would be discarded, discard this card instead. I like that. That's Madred protection right there. Forget needing a crew for it. This is how to stop Madred. That's a cheap protection card too. So I don't know. Might need to go to 3, but solid. All right. Craft. This is from the short Discovery short, I think. Yeah. Opposing ships cannot target their friendly ships with effects. Period. No range limitation, just on the board. 6 points. We don't see many 6-point upgrades. I'm okay with this being a 6-point upgrade. And, boy, you better take him out if you have a fleet that depends on friendly effects. That's what I'm going to leave it at. Craft is, well, crafty and really can mess with a lot. And that brings us back to Spot, which is back to the beginning. Missing crew? Yeah, we need them. There's a lot there. And I think we need, well, all of these crew. Maybe not exactly in these guises, but we need these crew to come in the game. So, Derek, thank you again for sharing and appreciate it, as always. Folks, thanks for watching. And until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.